So after having played around with the Windwalker Monk for basically a whole week since patch release, I've developed a pretty decent conclusion on how it's doing. Long story short, it is doing better than what it was in the previous patch. Even though they did nerf Fist of Fury's damage by 10%, they also buffed all the damage of other abilities by 10%. And then a hotfix came in on the day of release, where they increased Sun Kick, Blackout Kick, and Tiger Palm damage by 8% on top of the buffs that we already received. So abilities like Sun Kick are definitely hitting pretty hard in comparison to what they did. And you will feel Sun Kick hitting harder in Arena by a pretty decent amount. Fist of Fury kind of tickles in terms of the damage that it deals, but Sun Kick damage is definitely a lot higher. So because of the shift of damage from Fist of Fury into things like Sun Kick and Strike of the Windlord, your burst is better, and your sustain is also better because you're doing more damage more often because the damage has been shifted into abilities which you do use more often. And when you go into an arena, you'll see that Sun Kick isn't far off dealing the full damage of a Fist of Fury for less chi cost and less cooldown. So you'll find that if you look at recount at the ends of arenas, Sun Kick is doing the majority of your damage. In terms of burst, I found that running Serenity is definitely the way to go now. Because Rising Sun Kick is making up the majority of your burst right now, and Serenity reduces the cooldown of your Sun Kick, being able to get more of them off during a stun lock, during the usage of your Serenity, is what gives you that burst damage. So I found that Serenity has sort of pushed its way back into the meta, which I'm kind of happy about because I really hated using Storm Within Fire in the way that it is. So in terms of like just doing damage, it is certainly an improvement. Also, with the release of Tiger Brew, it is an interesting talent. I feel as though Heavy Handed Strikes is definitely the better option in most cases. However, I have been playing 2s quite a bit, and I've tested it against things like Arms Warriors, and against Arms Warriors, I've been almost able to hit 1 million Sun Kicks with Tiger Brew popped and Serenity combined with it. So you do some pretty nasty damage to them. So if they're maybe an Orc with Relentless and your stuns really aren't going to do that much, you can probably run it. And it's also pretty decent against Holy Paladins at the moment. Most Holy Paladins aren't running melee wings anymore because it got nerfed, so you'll see a lot of them running double bot. And because they've got double bot, Tiger Brew comes in really, really handy because not only will it go through all of the Paladin's armor, Tiger Brew turns all of your damage into nature damage, and so it goes through Bop. And that's really, really good. So all of your damaging abilities work. So your Tiger Palm will generate chi, your Sun Kick will do full damage through Bop as if it's not even there when you have Tiger Brew up. And I've won games because I've had a Paladin Bop at like 30%, he'll think he's okay, and then he'll just start running away. And I'm hitting him through Bop and he doesn't even realize it, and then he falls over. So Tiger Brew is definitely a decent thing in certain situations, but Heavy-Handed Strikes is usually the way to go in most cases, just because the stun on this also got buffed up to 4 seconds, which is really, really good. Also, because they buffed our haste an insane amount, Fist of Fury's channel time is something like 2.8 seconds. What that means is that you'd be able to do an entire channel of Fist of Fury, get off another global, and do another global before they're out of the Fist of Fury stun, assuming they're not running Relentless or they're not an Orc. So because of how fast Fist of Fury channel is and how long the stun is, it actually has some pretty decent synergy with the amount of haste that we're being given. So overall, doing damage is definitely better. If I were to rate Monk damage for all the seasons, it would probably go Season 1, then 2, then Season 4, and then finally Season 3. So it's not the best that we've been, but it's certainly a pretty decent improvement over what it was back in Season 3. So overall, would I recommend this class? Always. While it is being overshadowed by other classes, you can play this class and feel like you can actually do something, and feel like you're actually making a difference when it comes to PvP. If you do play your cards right, you burst at the right times, you burst properly, and you play off of people's mistakes, you can do some pretty nasty stuff. Also, if any of you are wondering why I went Panda, pretty much just because I wanted to. But that essentially covers everything that I got to say. Feel free to ask me any questions, whatever, and yeah, catch you guys later.